Right. So I started my career as an SEO. So I didn't realize how weird that channel is. Right? Like SEO is an exceptionally weird channel, but you'll only realize it if you aren't an SEO and then you try to become an SEO. Right? Because what happens is in any other marketing channel, if you want to do more of ads, more of LinkedIn content, more of anything, you put more money into that channel and then you're able to do more of that. Right? Also, let's say if you're running ads, right? Like the copywriters, the paid media folks, all of those people, designers are all then part of the same team. Right? They are the paid media team. Right? They become part of it. With SEO, even though there's an SEO team, the content team is separate, the tech team is separate, or the website team or tech team, whatever you call it, they're separate. The backlink is done by someone else. The PR team is separate. You now need to coordinate between all of them and then get your work done. Right. So basically, what that meant was just a lot of samosa parties or pizza parties for other teams so that they like me and then they do my task for me, even if their KPIs are not aligned to mine. That was a very weird channel, and I don't think there is any other channel like this one, which is just very weird in resource allocation. Who does the work? All of that. There's a lot of dependencies. All of these things I don't think exist in other channels, right? Which is again weird. Um, AI search optimization is similar to that, right? Even though I think it feels similar to SEO, but then okay, most of the work done is done by other teams. But again, I think this part of it is very similar to SEO because in AI search optimization in SEO, the teams you had to collaborate with there was an SEO team that collaborated with the either it's a backlinking agency or you have it in-house, but usually the backlinking expert is separate skill set. There is the website team, there is a content team, and sometimes there's product marketing if you want to change any core page or you want to create a new core page. And then rarely is it the product team, like the tech engineering team, essentially. If you have any features, let's say a login page that your customers get or something which you can use for backlinking. It's a very weird set of teams. Now, if you compare that to AI search optimization, it's very similar. There is a content team that creates content, just like SEO. The website team is not as important here, just because there's not a lot of requirements as of now. Even things like LLMs or TXT isn't really needed as of now, right? So, okay, that team is not really needed as much. Then there is, let's say, product marketing. In SEO, it would only come into play sometimes, right? If you really need to make some change on a page that is, there's a core page of the website, then you might have to go to the product marketing team. But in AI search optimization, that becomes a very, very important role to coordinate with because with LLM search, you either get visible, so there's some things you do so that LLMs can find information about you, and then there are few other things you do where you actually get chosen by companies, right? So the chosen part is basically product marketing. Right now, as part of this, so you almost coordinate very, very heavily with product marketing, didn't happen with SEO. It still had to, but didn't happen as much with SEO. Then PR teams, again with SEO, if they are doing some PR, make sure it's also, if possible, give us the right backlinks. That's what PR would be. So it's not very deep collaboration. In AI search optimization, again, it's the same thing, just the collaboration is much deeper, right? Because in AI search optimization, what's happening is it's the exact same team, but then let's say because we don't care so much only about the website, because this stuff can be published in multiple places, now what happens is you're like, hey, we really need, even if it's a funding announcement, I need you to talk about these three things and how we're good at these three things as part of the funding announcement. Even if you're announcing a key hire, you have to do this. Or there might even be requirements that, hey, I really need you to talk about this in these particular PR sites because LLMs are referencing them. Now go and do a PR because I need, like, the AI search optimization team needs a PR done, which almost never happened for SEO, at least in B2B spaces. In B2C, PR was still a tactic that someone would use to hop on trends to get backlinks. That didn't happen as often on in B2B. But now it's not just trend hopping that is used like in SEO, but now it's also, hey, I need this PR to say this particular thing about my company. So that happens. Which other teams did we mention? We mentioned the content teams. We mentioned, right, another thing, right? So like the outreach, like the backlinking aspect was very, very like, hey, create profile is still an outreach. All of those things. So profile creation. Let's talk about backlinking. Is every company does it in a different way. It's weird. Like yeah, but there is not a standardized backlinking playbook that everyone follows. It's still a black box even after decades. Right now, some companies do this profile generations or stuff, right? Um, that could be important for AI search optimization, but it's very important what you say on those profiles. It's a lot more important things like, hey, like, have you selected the right categories on G2, Capterra, Clutch, any of these listicle sites? Have you selected the right categories? Do your reviews say the right thing? Do they reflect the right thing about you or not? That becomes a lot more important. So stuff like that has become important on the profile creation and management side for AI search optimization, whereas in SEO it was not as important unless you're doing local SEO, where you're going after, let's say, local businesses and stuff, and then you want um, your Google Maps listing to show up there. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about for B2B companies that this didn't matter as much. With AI search, it matters a lot more. Or you would do outreach, right? So in outreach, you would be like, hey, you've already mentioned this thing. Can you also mention me? There, the purpose of it was to get a link back to yourself. Here, it's like, hey, I want you to say this about me. The briefs and the requirements and the stuff that you're doing, it becomes a lot more specific that I need you to say this about me or not say this about me at all. That becomes a lot more important. Um, what else in backlinks? So I think these are a few major things. Apart from that, the way you selected what backlinks to go after would be domain authority and stuff. Here now it's like, hey, um, what sources are already we know are being cited? Let's go after them. So the metrics we use to decide what backlinks to go after, that have changed. So again, you have to deal with these teams differently, and you may not have a lot of these backlinking teams, the right teams. And all of this, the importance of it has, like the way it has been used, changed quite a bit. Um, did we miss out any teams? We have done content, backlinking, tech, PR, product marketing. Yeah, I think that covers every team I can think of. Yeah.